Hi there, welcome along to class. I'm going to start today just lying down on your mat. So we're going to start with you can have your feet flat on the ground or just have your knees bent if you'd like, or any other comfortable position. So just make your way onto your mat, just lie down, bend your knees, and just take a few moments, just coming away from your day so far. And just begin to draw your attention inwards. Just start to notice your breath, just as it moves in and out through your nose. Allow the breath to deepen and just let it be smooth. As your breath starts to even out, then just start to be aware of your body and just notice how it feels. Maybe directing your breath towards any areas that are feeling tight or tense. Try and allow the body to relax onto the mat. So soften through your head and your neck, along your shoulders and down your arms, through your spine and your hips, and your legs and feet. As your body begins to release its hold, then just notice how you feel. Just allowing your thoughts to come and go. So this week we're continuing our exploration of the 8 limbs of yoga. I'm going to start with limb 2 today, so that's the Niyamas. So last week we did the yamas, and if you think about the yamas as being things that we shouldn't do, so we shouldn't steal, or we shouldn't covet other people's possessions or abilities, then the niyamas are things that we should do, and they refer to things that are probably again that we do in our day-to-day lives without even having to think about them. So it starts with cleanliness of the body and the mind, and moves on to being content with where we are. So discover a few of these and look at them in detail and how they apply to our yoga practice and how they apply to how we live our lives. So we'll begin, first of all, just with a little bit of movement. So if you bend your knees just towards your chest. Maybe take your hands behind the back of your thighs or the front of your shins and just gently sway just side to side. So just taking a moment just to notice the bits of your body that touch the ground and then the bits that start to lift up. So we're going to begin with the legs long. So if you extend through your legs, and arms just down by your sides, you can relax your shoulders. Just be aware of your lower back, make sure that it feels comfortable and it's not too arched up off the ground. So as you inhale, we're going to flex your feet and reach the arms up and overhead. So again, just be aware of your back as it lifts up. And then on the exhale, we'll bring the arms over and we'll start to point the toes away from you. So again, if you do that again, so inhale, flex your feet, lift the arms up and over. And then on the exhale, just release it down, pointing your toes away from you. So do that a few more times, so just being aware of your breath, matching the movement of the bits of your body lifting up and the bits of your body pressing down. And we'll just do that one more time. So So this time we'll lay the arms on the ground. We'll bend the knees, bring your feet flat on the floor, so about hip distance apart. As you inhale here, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, lift your hips up, start to peel the back up off the ground. So coming up to any position you like, really. And then we'll slowly start to lower all the way back down. So again, inhale, tuck the tailbone, start to lift your hips, just lifting the back up off the ground. Come up to the height that suits you. And then on the exhale, start to release all the way back down. So we'll add the arms here. So when you're ready, inhale, tilt the pelvis, reach your hands. And then as you lift up, lift your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring the arms over and lower your hips down towards the ground. So do that again. So inhale, tilt the pelvis, reach the arms, start to lift the hips up, press through your feet. And then as you exhale, release all the way back down. So we'll do that one more time. So inhale, reach the fingertips, tilt the pelvis, start to curl the back up off the ground. And on the exhale, start to release all the way back down. Okay, this time we'll keep your left foot on the ground, lift your right leg up, and we're going to cross over kind of at your top of the middle part of your thigh, back of your knee, and then we'll start to lift that left foot off the ground. So just draw the knees in a little bit. You could spread your hands a little bit if you like. We're going to circle round, so we're just going to circle both knees round in one direction. Again, just being aware of how your body lifts and connects with the ground. Just gently massaging it, controlling it, using your core a little bit. And then we'll start to change direction. So we'll move in the opposite way. So just gently drawing in and circling around. Breathing just in and out through your nose. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way back towards the middle. So still keeping the legs crossed, take your hands either side of your head. As you inhale, pull your knees in and lift your upper body so the nose comes towards your knees. And then on the exhale, slowly releasing back down. So do that again. So inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. And you can do that a couple more times just in your own time. So working nice and slowly. Gently warming through the body. And slowly release everything back down. So you can uncross your legs. Maybe just gently move the knees side to side a little bit. And we'll come back in. We'll do the other side now. So just keeping that right foot, right leg up, cross it over the top. And then lift your right foot up off the ground. So draw the knees in a little bit. So maybe spread the hands and start to circle in one direction. And so you can make this bigger or smaller, just, you know, it will feel different for everyone. So if it's not enough, make it a little bit bigger. If it's too much, then make it smaller. And that is how we practice yoga. So we're continually assessing how our body is feeling and where we need to go with it. So we'll change directions, so we'll move the other way. So again, judging what is right for you. And keep noticing and following the breath. So if you follow the breath and it gets a little bit ragged, then you're doing too much. If you follow it and it kind of slows down and becomes too slow, then you may want to reassess and work a little bit harder. Okay, we'll make our way back into the middle now. So just coming back into the center. Take the hands either side of your head. And again, as you inhale, draw the knees and lift the upper body. And on the exhale, releasing back down. So do that again. So inhale, And exhale to release. We'll just do that a couple more times. Again, slower is often harder. So try and just mind your speed. Okay, release everything back down. Separate your legs. Move your hips and your knees side to side. Okay, when you're ready, come back into the centre. So we'll draw the knees towards your chest. Maybe take the hands behind the back of your thighs this time. We're going to roll up to sitting, but you can take your time and do a few of these. So just rolling back and forwards along the length of your spine. And just when you're ready, start to come up to sitting and then start to make your way round to all fours. So take your time, maybe bring some blocks with you if you'd like to. Spread your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we'll do a few cat-cows here. So on the inhale, just pull the chest forwards. And on the exhale, just rounding in. So just warming up through your spine a little bit. So there are 5 Niyamas, as well as the yamas that we talked about last week. And the first of these is called Sosha. And Sosha means cleanliness. And that can refer to our bodies, although it's not directly that you should have a shower before you practice yoga. Sometimes it's more appropriate to have it after. But it's more cleansing practices that we use, and it can refer to your mind as well. So some of our breathing practices are cleansing, and they can help to clear the mind a little bit. But there are some cleansing practices that we do in yoga. So tongue scraping is one of them, and a few other less mentionable ones. But you know, there are some things that have been brought down from ancient texts that are still practiced by yogis today. So we're back towards the centre, just coming in. This time we're going to move forward. So we're going to move forwards over your wrists as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to press the bottom back towards your heels. Do that again. So inhale, just moving forwards, nice and slowly. Just take it to where it feels right. And as you exhale, just press back. So we're going to add on to this a little bit. So as you inhale and move forwards, we're also going to bend the elbows and lower down towards the ground. And then we're going to press through, so you're coming up and over, just into little cobra. And then exhale, press back. Child's pose. So again, as you inhale, start to move forwards, bend your elbows, and then press through. So just a little cobra, you don't have to come up high. Exhale. To child. Do that again, so moving forwards. Inhale up. And exhale. Press back. So do that again, so inhale, move forwards. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, push through to cobra. And exhale, press back to child's pose. Okay, we'll do that one more time, so just nice and easy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As you press through this time to child's pose, we'll start to tuck the toes under and we'll start to move up to downward facing dog. So maybe hands forwards a little bit, lift the hips up and moving into your first downward dog. So maybe give your head a little shake. Maybe start to pedal the feet out a little bit. So again, just move side to side, whatever movement feels right to you. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to make our way up towards the top. So you can lift your heels, maybe walk up towards your hands, unplug them, and then just kind of fold forward. So just a little kind of dangle pose here. So knees bent, maybe grab hold of your elbows, sway gently side to side. And the saucha kind of element can also mean that we don't want to bring our bad habits to the mat either. So we want to kind of cleanse ourselves of any bad habits that we have. So we'll change our grip. So maybe release it, take hold of the opposite elbows. Again, just gently swaying side to side. Okay, when you're ready, release the arms back down. As you inhale, you're lengthening forwards. And on the exhale, just fold back in towards your legs. As you inhale, reach up. And exhale, palms meet your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthening forwards. And on the exhale, step back with your right leg. So when you do that, we're going to lower your back knee towards the ground. So you might want to slide it back a little bit. You could tuck the toes or keep them untucked. And then we're going to move the hands up towards that front knee. As you do that, just make sure that your knee is over your ankle. We're going to interlink your fingers. Just take that little grip. And then just gently press your hands towards the knee and press the chest back. Again, if that is too much, then just stay forwards a little bit. Try and push back a little bit, opening your chest, draw the shoulders back. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale and then slowly lower your gaze just towards the ground. Separate your hands and place them on the ground. We'll tuck the toes under on the back leg, so lift the back knee and step back to plank. So when you get back there, we're going to lower down towards the ground. So you could bend your knees if you'd like, or bend your elbows, lowering all the way to the ground. Flatten out in your toes, bring your hands in by your sides, grip the elbows in. And as you inhale, draw the shoulders back and lift the chest up. On the exhale, slowly release back down. As you inhale, just push back up, so onto your knees again. And on the exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips up, downward facing dog. So when you come in, maybe pedal your feet again, maybe just push out, up and out of your shoulders, give your head a little shake. Draw the belly in and lift the hips up high. And breathe. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, lift your heels, look to your hands, and either take that and walk again, or maybe step up towards the top of your mat. As you inhale, lengthening forwards. On the exhale, just folding back in. As you inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, palms meet the heart. Inhale, reach with the arms. Exhale, folding forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, we'll step back with your left leg. So again, when you step back, we're going to lower the knee down, maybe slide the leg back a little bit. Tuck and untuck the toes, your choice. And then as you inhale, we'll start to move the hands up onto that front knee. So again, we're going to interlink your fingers. You might want to change your grip, so you could move one finger up if you'd like. And then press the hands down towards the front leg, knee over the ankle. And then start to move the chest back a little bit. Again, just stretching through. You should feel it quite strongly through the front of that back thigh. And again, just feel for the sensation. And back off a little bit if it's too much. And move in a little bit if it's not enough. Okay, slowly when you're ready, look down towards the ground. Place your hands on the mat. Tuck your toes under and lift through your back knee. Step to plank when you're ready. Lower your knees if you'd like, or bend the elbows and lower all the way down. Flatten out in your feet. As you inhale, draw the shoulders back. Lift the chest up. On the exhale, release all the way back down. As you inhale, push back up And then tuck your toes and lift the hips, downward facing dog. And take your time coming in. So the second of the Niyamas is called Santosha, and Santosha means contentment. So being happy, really, with what we've got. So a lot of the time we kind of put conditions on that happiness. So when I get a little bit thinner, when I have a little bit more money, then I'll be happy. So it's really just trying to avoid that or dismiss that second stage and just go for the happiness now. So go for the contentment with what we have without any conditions. Okay, when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll lift the heels, look to your hands and step or walk towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening forwards. And exhale, fold back in. Inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, draw the palms towards your heart. Okay, inhale, reach back up with the arms. Exhale, folding forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, we'll step back with your right leg. So again, you could stay here, you could lower your back knee. We're going to reach the arms up. You can do that with the back knee down. Or if you can do it from here, as you inhale, just start to reach up with the arms. So coming into this high crescent lunge position. So maybe move your wrist back a little bit. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. Bend your back knee a little so you don't have to have it straight. Try and think about pulling the inner thighs towards one another. Now we're going to come in for a little bit of a twist here. So we're going to take your left hand down behind you. You can either take it onto your right hip or your right thigh, just depending on where it reaches, and then maybe reach up and back a little bit more with your right arm. Again, just feeling into it, seeing how it feels. Okay, take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, release your right hand down towards the mat or a block. And then with your left hand, either place it on your left knee or maybe reach and open up through the left side of your body. Draw the inner thighs in a little bit more, draw your belly up and in. Take one more deep inhale. Release that hand down towards the mat. Step back to plank. Again, you could lower your knees or maybe this time bend your elbows lower to Chaturanga. As you inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And on the exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Maybe take a deep inhale through your nose there and just let it out your mouth. So a nice cleansing breath. Okay, when you're ready on an inhale, we'll lift the heels, look to your hands, and then make your way up towards the top. So just take your time. Inhale, lengthening forwards. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands meet the hand. Inhale, reach with the arms. Exhale, fold forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, we'll step back with your left leg. So again, you can lower your left knee down towards the ground and staying there. You can reach the arms up, or if your left knee's lifted, as you inhale, come up into that high crescent lunge. So draw the shoulders back a little bit. Pull your belly down. And breathe. And following the breath, so noticing how the breath is adapting to the posture that you're in. Okay, so we'll come in for that little twist again. So right hand, take it to the back, and again, maybe reach towards your left hip or your left thigh, and then reach up and back through that left arm. So stretching through the back, muscles in the back, but not to the extent that it feels too uncomfortable. Well done. Take one more deep inhale and then release the left hand down towards the block or the floor. And then either right hand to right knee, use that to pull your chest round, or maybe start to reach and open through your right arm. And just breathe into what you find when you get there. Okay, take one more deep inhale. Release that hand down towards your mat. Step back to plank. Lower your knees or lower to chaturanga there. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. As you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Again, maybe take a deep inhale and let it out your mouth. So the third of our niyamas is called tapas, and it has two meanings, which a lot of these things have two meanings. But the first one is generating heat. So when we do our vinyasa practice, when we warm the body up in that way, we're generating heat. But tapas can also mean a discipline. So it's the fire in our bellies, if you like, that leads us to come back and practice yoga again and again. So there's something there that makes us want to come back and do it. Okay, when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll lift the heels, look to your hands, either step or walk towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands meet the heart. Again, maybe close your eyes down. Just notice how your body feels. How your breath is, and where your mind goes. And try and draw it back in to the present moment. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we're going to come in and do a little bit of half moon practice. Again, if it doesn't suit your body, then just don't do it. You can try some other balance. We are going to do it in our standing balances, our standing postures as well. So again, I'll give you an option of something else to do there if you're not fussy. A good idea would be to have a block and also a wall. If you've got a wall handy, that is great as well. If you don't worry too much. And you can always use something else rather than a block. So books, a good option as well. So we're going to have your right leg facing towards the wall. If you've got a wall handy to the side of you, then do that. We're going to have your block just in front of your right foot and slightly out to the side. So belly pulled in. We'll start with the feet hip distance. We'll bend the legs. So we're just going to bend into it. Take your hand down to the block, or you can take it down to the floor if you prefer. And then we're just going to start to lift up through your left leg. And you might just stay there. You might not go any further than that. If you can and you want to, and you've got a wall, you could start to push your right hip into the wall and then lift up and push your left hip into the wall. This leg doesn't have to be that high, but try and push the hip in. And then with your left shoulder, try and draw it back and push it against the wall as well. And your left arm will reach up. Now your left foot should be flexed. This leg can be bent, you'll have to straighten it. And if you can't straighten it, block. And that'll help you to straighten it. But again, just work with what you've got, work with what feels right to you. And you can hold it or you can come out of it, it's just entirely up to you. To come out of it, if you want to, we're going to take your hand to your hip and we're going to start to bend into the front leg again and then lift up, bringing your feet together and your palms in front of your heart. And maybe just close your eyes down just for a moment, just notice the sensations that you've created in your body and notice, sometimes our mind can be hypercritical and say, well, you wobbled there or the ego can be quite strong as well. And maybe you're kind of gloating because you didn't wobble. But, we're human. We just have to forgive ourselves for that. Okay, so we'll come back in. We'll try the other side. So again, grab your block if you've got one. And all the block is doing is lifting the floor up towards us a little bit. Shouldn't be seen as a weakness. It's a strength because it's helping us to improve our practice. So we'll come in, have your feet hip distance apart again, place your block again to the side slightly and in front of that left leg. And be quite close to the wall, so you want to be able to lean against it if you can. So when you're ready, again, we'll bend those legs as if we're kind of coming into a chair, and then taking your hand down towards that block or the floor, and then start to lift through the other leg. So as you do that, press your left hip towards the wall. And you might just come up a little bit. You might just stay there. And again, if you're having to bend your knee a little bit, just stay there. Start to then work on straightening that leg a little bit. As you do that, you should then be able to pull back a little bit more on your right hip. Pull back a little bit more on your right shoulder. Flex your right leg. And again, if you feel this leg is bent, grab your block, and that will help straighten your leg. Just work where you can, where it feels right, and breathe. So it's important to be able to breathe there as well. Excellent. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. So again, when you're ready, start to bend into your front leg. Bring that top leg down to meet the front one, and bring your hands towards your heart. Maybe again, just close your eyes down for a moment. Just notice how you feel. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So grab your block again. You might need it for a couple of other postures. We will be coming into half moon again, as I mentioned. You can do Trikonasana, so triangle. We'll be doing that before we go into it. And just do that instead of half moon if that suits you better. You don't want to come and get. But grab your block, just make sure it's handy towards the top of your mat. So we'll come in through sun salutation. If you'd rather avoid that, then you're stepping back with your left leg to warrior one. So feet either together or a little bit apart. Lift your shoulders and release them down your back. As you inhale here, reach up with your arms. On the exhale, folding forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen forwards. As you exhale, step to plank and lower down. So again, you can skip this and just move to down dog if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing. And as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So when you get there, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. We're turning on the toes of your back leg, coming onto your heel and moving up into warrior one. So take your time again, maybe reach the arms up. You can always bring the palms together, you can bring them in front of your chest. So make sure the shoulders and hips are kind of facing forward, definitely the shoulders. Try and draw that back hip round, but do push through the outer edge of your back foot. And make adjustments. If you feel you could go a little bit deeper, then sometimes the body opens up, sometimes you need to pull back a little bit. You just have to do what feels right. Okay, from here we're going to move into warrior two. So slowly spiraling round into that warrior two position. Maybe again adjusting your feet. So if you feel you want to adjust them, then do that. Maybe look along that front hand. So activating the legs strongly, pushing through both of your feet strongly. We're going to try and activate the upper body a little bit more today. So we're going to bend the elbows, palms up, and draw the elbows in towards the sides of your body. As you do that, try and get a feeling of pulling the shoulder blades together at the back, drawing the chest open. Take one more deep inhale. Now keep that feeling and start to stretch your arms back out again. And then turn the palms down and look along your front hand. So activating through the upper body as well as through the legs. Keep breathing. Well done. We'll take one more deep inhale. We're going to move to side angle here. So again, you may need your block, but lengthen forward, maybe taking that right forearm down towards the leg and reaching up and over through your left arm. If you have your block, you could take it to the inside of your foot and just have your hand on the block and reach over. If you want to come in for a bit of a bind, maybe reach the left arm up, take it behind your back and grab hold of your t-shirt or your hip or your thigh and use that to draw this shoulder back so you're getting a little rotation in the chest, so it's kind of pointing more up towards the ceiling. Again, engage through the legs. Look where it feels right for your neck. And breathe. Excellent. Okay, from there, we're going to move back up to warrior two. So take your time coming up, rebend the leg. Again, activate the shoulders. And we're going to come in for Trikonasana, so triangle. So when you're ready, slowly start to lengthen through your front leg. Push back through your left foot and lengthen forward through that right arm. So maybe taking the hand down towards a block, the floor or your leg, wherever it feels right to you. Open up through your top shoulder and your top hip. And there's where the comparison is with the half moon position. Okay, so we're pulling back. So it's exactly the same apart from this leg is on the ground. So you can stay here, just lengthening through your waist and just stay there. If you want to come into half moon again, if you have a block, come up a little bit, bend your front leg a little and move your block again just to the forwards of your front leg to the outside. Bend into your front leg, push off your back leg and start to lift up into that half moon. So flex your back foot, reach up with your arm, pull your hip back, pull your shoulder back. Bend this leg if you need to, straighten it if you can. Flex through your left foot. Well done. Take one more deep breath. Now we're going to step back to warrior two here. So slowly step back to warrior two, rebend the leg and come up. And if you're in Trikonasana, then just come up into warrior two. Excellent. Okay, from there, release the hands down towards your mat. Turn on the toes of your back leg. Step back to plank. Lower through chaturanga if you'd like. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So keeping that heat moving through the body. Okay, when you're ready on an inhale, lift your heels, look to your hands and make your way up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forwards. Exhale, fold back in. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms meet the heart. Again, just closing the eyes down, just noticing your body, how it feels on that side that you've worked through. Okay, so we'll come back in, we'll do the other side. So opening the eyes, relaxing the shoulders, drawing the belly in. Inhale, reaching with your arms. Exhale, fold forwards towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, step to plank and lower down if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So again, when we get here, we're going to step forward with your left leg. So coming up to warrior ones, when the heel start to rise up, just in your own time. Make adjustments to your feet. And don't forget the upper body. So the upper body is important with these standing postures, although we kind of concentrate more on the alignment of the legs. The upper body, the feelings in the upper body are still relevant. Okay, we'll move to warrior two. So slowly spiraling around, allowing your feet sink through the legs. And then when you're ready, we'll activate the upper back. So turn the palms up, draw the elbows in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Sink through your legs. Okay, take one more deep inhale. Start to extend through the arms and keep that activation in the back. And turn the palms back round. Turn the head towards that front arm. Draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in. Well done. And then we'll move forward into side angle. So when you're ready, again, you might want to grab your block. I should have said that when we're coming out, but if you've got it, then start to lengthen forwards, releasing your forearm towards the leg, grab a block of the floor, reach straight up with your right hand, and then maybe reach it overhead. So again, lengthening through that side body. And if you want the bind, reach the arm up, drop it behind your back, and start to feel that you're rotating the chest round as you pull the shoulder on that arm back. Okay, breathing deeply. Well done, super. Okay, so we'll come back up. So slowly make your way back up into warrior two just for a moment, and we'll transition from here to Trikonasana. So lengthen through your front leg. Try not to lock it out, so keep it slightly soft. Pull back a little bit on your right hip and lengthen forward through that left arm. So coming down to where it feels right. So maybe your shin, maybe we soften it a little bit, maybe a little bit further. But lengthen through that bottom side waist. So you don't want that shortening. Try and keep the length, even if you have to come up a little bit to lengthen it. Good. So again, your option is to stay here. You don't have to come up to half moon at all. If you'd like to transition to half moon, again, grabbing your block if you need it, to the outside and slightly to the front of that front leg. Start to bend into your front leg. And then push off the back leg, bring your hand onto the block, and then lift through your back leg. So take a moment just to steady yourself. Again, lift up through your back leg, flex your foot, maybe straighten the front leg. Not much room here. I'm going to move back a little bit. And try and keep that same sense of lengthening through your side waist. Good. Well done. We'll take one more deep inhale. So slowly stepping back to warrior two, so you could release the hand. Step back. And if you're in triangle, move up into warrior two. Okay, release both hands down towards your mat. Turn on the toes of your back leg. Step back to plank and lower down. Inhale up and exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Good, very nice. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. From here, we're going to move forwards to plank. So just move yourself forward. We are going to lower down towards the mat. So you could bend your knees or just bend your elbows. Lower yourself all the way down. Bring your hands round and lower your head towards your arms. And just take a moment just to relax there, just to observe. So the fourth of our niyamas is that we should continuously study. So, studying the yoga text is great, and we probably all do that a little bit. It doesn't have to be formal studying, just listening as we come along to classes, we're still learning. But another interpretation of it is the study of the self. So Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras said, study thyself, discover the divine. So meaning that if we study and kind of learn about ourselves, then that is kind of the path to enlightenment, if you like. So who knows? Feels a little bit selfish, but unless we kind of know ourselves, then how can we know other people? So come in, we're going to work a little bit through the back body. So we'll start with the right arm, just bent, just in front of you, just as it was, but we're taking the left hand away. Stretch the left arm overhead. And we're going to lift that opposite arm to leg here. So you can keep the upper body on the ground and just do the arm and leg, or you could lift the upper body as well. So as you breathe out, opposite arm to leg lifts. As you breathe in, we'll lower back down. So do that again. So breathing out, lift opposite arm to leg. And breathing in to lower. We'll do that twice more, so think about lengthening through the arm and the leg. And last one. Okay, from there, if you bend your left leg in now, and if you can, reach back with your left hand. If you can grab hold of it, then do that. And just start to push your foot in towards your bottom. So you're just stretching through your hamstring here. So a little kind of frog pose. So rather than lifting the thigh up, we're pushing the hip bone down. Well done. Slowly release that. Bring both arms back down. You can just drop your head down towards your arms again. So we'll come back in, we'll do the other side. So we'll bend the left arm in and stretch the right arm overhead. So again, it's opposite arm to leg, so a nice straight leg. So as you breathe out, lifting through that leg and opposite arm. As you breathe in, slowly lower back down. So just do that again. So again, think lengthening rather than lifting too high. Think about stretching forwards and back. Inhale up. And exhale. And one last time. Okay, so again, this time we'll bend the right leg, reach back and grab hold of the foot if you can. Don't worry if you can't, just lift that. If you can, just bring your heel towards your bottom. Maybe start to lift through that front arm and then press down through the back hip. Front of the back hip. And just breathe into it. Okay, slowly release. Bring your arm back round and drop your head down. Okay, from here, we'll start to make our way back up. So maybe bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself all the way back up. We'll come in for a wide leg child's pose here. So if you take your knees wide, so you can widen them a little bit more if you want a bit more of a stretch in the inner thighs. Bring your feet together, press your bottom back and stretch your arms forward. So maybe lowering your head down if you want to, bend the elbows, just whatever feels best. When you're ready, slowly start to come back up. So just walking your hands just back in towards your knees. We're going to come around into a sitting position. So we're going to do a wide legged forward fold today. So again, if you want to sit on a blanket or folded up mat or something, then you can just elevate the hips. So we'll take the legs wide. If you want to, you can keep your knees bent. You could maybe walk your hips back a little bit, so you're coming forwards before you begin. Flex your feet if you want to. You can always keep them quite soft if that feels better to you. And on an inhale, either reach the arms up and move forwards, or just have your hands on the ground and start to walk yourself forwards. And just coming into any position here. So again, think more lengthening your spine rather than rounding it to get further down. So lengthen the spine forward. You try to relax the head and the neck a little bit though. Maybe try and soften where you're gripping on. So wherever you're holding tension, then try and release it and soften it a little bit. Use your breath. So moving your breath in to these areas that feel tight. Maybe try and allow them to relax. When you're ready, slowly start to come back up. So just walk yourself back up. And keep your right foot out to the side. Maybe move it in a little bit. If you've got a really wide straddle, then I'll move it in a little. And then bend your left foot in towards the inner thigh. So coming into the side version of Janushashasana. So we'll turn our body towards the right leg. Either lay your right arm to the inside or outside of your leg, or maybe grab hold of your leg or your ankle or your foot. And then this time we're going to reach. So we turn the body to the side, rotate the chest, and reach that left arm just up and over. If it feels too much, we always take it by the head and then use that to draw the elbow and the shoulder back. If it feels okay, just stretch the arm over. And just breathe into the side and the back body now. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly release that. So come back towards the center. Release both legs in front. Maybe give your legs a little shake. And then widen your feet again. So into this kind of semi-straddle position. So it's not super wide. So again, we'll bend the right leg and keep your left foot out and long. Turn your body towards that left leg. Lay your left arm along the ground, either side, or maybe grab hold of what you can. So turning and rotating the chest, reaching up and over with your right arm, maybe even turn and look up towards it. And again, you always have the option of bending the hand and then taking the elbow back, leading with the shoulder, moving the shoulder back and rotating the chest round. Well done. Slowly release and move yourself back to the center. So bring both legs in front, maybe give your legs a little shake. So we are going to come back down onto your mat now. So you might want to, as you're going down, grab any socks or jumpers and put it on. So we'll be moving to Shavasana shortly. We are going to do a little recline twist first of all. So as you come in, once you've grabbed your stuff, there's no rush, you can make your way down. And I'll tell you a little bit about the last of our Niyamas, which is Isvara Krandihana, and it's basically surrendering to higher power. So if we release ourselves down when you're ready, and again, take your time if you're still putting things on, that's fine. So surrendering to higher power just means that we kind of place our destiny, if you like, in whatever fate holds for us. So rather than trying to engineer or control our lives, we're kind of open to whatever, which might seem a little bit vague, a little bit, maybe a little like giving up, but it's not really. It's just trusting that there is a higher power and that everything will be okay with it. So when you're ready and you've got your feet flat on the floor, we'll lift your right leg up. We're going to wrap it again, just kind of that little lady cross of the legs. Push through your left foot, tilt the hips a little bit towards the right, and then drop both legs over towards the left. If you want to, you could extend the arms, maybe look along your right arm, and just breathe into the twist again. So just stretching through the hips a little. When you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. So uncross the legs, maybe place your feet on the ground, lift your hips up, just to center them again. Lift your left leg up, cross it over your right, and then press through your right foot, tilt the hips to the left, but drop the knees towards the right. And then look along your left hand. Hope you've enjoyed the Niyamas. If you want to read a little bit more, they are in Patanjali's sutras, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. You can always pick up a copy quite cheaply on Amazon and have a look at it. It can be quite heavy reading. You might want to get not one that's translated, because obviously Sanskrit would be impossible for us, but one that's kind of an abridged version of it. Okay, slowly move back towards the center. Again, uncross your legs, maybe even up your hips. And we'll start to move in to Shavasana. So maybe lengthen the legs, you can have them wide, you can bend your knees, whatever feels right. So we're going to do a little meditation on Santosha, which is one of our Niyamas, and it's the one that means contentment. So take your time just coming into a comfortable position. And start to find yourself completely comfortable on your mat. Perhaps your feet are on the edge of your mat, knees touching, maybe your legs are wide, whatever feels right to you. Remember, the four corners of your mat are your sanctuary, your safety. Feel the ground firmly beneath you. Close your eyes. Take 2 cleansing breaths in through the nose and exhale with a sigh through the mouth. You're finding Santosha. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize that there is nothing lacking, the world belongs to you. Imagine now that you're standing on the edge of a beach. It's a perfect beach. Your perfect temperature. You kick off your shoes and step onto the sand. You hear the constant and reassuring sound of the waves gently roll onto the shore and then back out to sea. As though you are one with the elements, the wind assures that you remain cool, while the sun assures that you remain warm. You lie down on the sand. The sand is your perfect temperature and warms your body as you dig your fingers and your toes into the minute grains. They dance across your skin and fall back to earth. You're perfectly content. Your mind tends to be consumed with thoughts of the past that cannot be changed and visions of the future which may or may not happen. You're creating this moment now as though you're capturing time and relishing in it. Your past has brought you here in this present moment. Be content. Your relaxation, you're content. You're the moment. You are Santosha. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale through your nose, and then we'll just sigh out your mouth. So we'll do that again, so just deeply inhaling through your nose, and then just let it go. And then we'll start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe take your arms and stretch them overhead. When you're ready, we'll bring the arms back over and start to bend the knees. So you can either have your feet on the floor or draw your knees to your chest, but we'll just make small movements side to side. If you'd like, just take yourself over onto your side. When you're ready, we'll start to make our way up to sitting. So there's no rush, just taking your time, maybe keeping your eyes closed as you come up. And we'll just make our way into a sitting position. So bring the palms together in front of your heart, just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me today. I hope you've enjoyed our Niyamas, our limb 2 of the 8 limbs of yoga. Namaste. Okay, thanks very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.